I really got to quit eating ribeyes.
Hey, what's up, beautiful people? If you're watching, I appreciate you. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope it brings you some good luck in the new year, 2024, and me as well. Y'all be good.
Hey, what's up, everybody in YouTube land? So what we got here is my week 2, day 1 of Renaissance periodization, web-based app programming. Been a pretty fun ride so far, man. Really enjoying not having really sore joints. Basically pushing my limits too far and having a little bit of programming to level out my volume. So last week I did 185 for a couple sets, which is pretty light for me on incline press. This week had me going to 210, but I don't have 2.5 pound weights, so I opted for 205, and it auto regulated my rep range. So that was pretty cool. Trying to slow them down here, and of course I'm doing incline bench. Incline seems to be working pretty good for me, although I'm a little fluffy. I'll take it. Pretty basic stuff here with the tricep push downs. My stack goes up to 200, but of course the pulleys aren't that good, so 50 pounds, slow and controlled, trying to squeeze them, get those triceps firing. It really seems to do the trick. I really miss the commercial gym because the pulleys in the commercial gym are like butter. I used to crank the whole stack. Probably not the best for my joints once again, but good for my ego. But being 35, you learn to put your ego aside. Trying to learn from your mistakes, do things better. Like I said, I definitely feel like I'm pretty heavy. Right now I'm over 280, which is insane. But overall, trusting the process before I start to really try to dial in my body weight. Trying to build just a little bit more muscle. As you can see, I got some more parallel grip lat pull downs here. And I'm not sitting on the floor. I'm not sitting on my bench. I'm using my knees, and it really kind of simulates a pull up because I'm able to kind of get right up underneath my little home gym cage set up here. I dig it. Using the Versa grips seems to be helping my elbow joint integrity as well. I mean, of course, I can handle all the weights with just my natural grip, but I'm liking just focusing more on the back and set up my overall grip strength and whatnot. Had these for years, never really used to use them that much, but they really are kind of a treat when it comes to doing your training. Spider curls. Got a few sets of 20 pounders. One thing I noticed with the program, is it kind of makes you do the same weight for a few different sets, and it varies the rep ranges. I think the first set, it tries to get a target of course, the highest reps. Then it might try to have you match that or just slightly go down in volume. Figured I'd try something a little bit different, a little bit of voiceover on my video. Usually it's just nothing, me working out and a whole lot of nothingness, or me just throwing silly one-liners to the camera, hoping somebody's watching. Hey, shout out to the guy that thought my farts were funny. But I've really been appreciating everybody that has been watching, commenting, giving the positive vibes. Really appreciate every one of y'all. These spider curls seem to really isolate my biceps, and I have a real hard time getting a good pump in my biceps, and this really kind of does the trick. There's just no way that the biceps can't get activated. I do still feel it in my forearms a little bit. I just think that's kind of how I'm built. Everything else has gotten really strong around my biceps, and it's kind of left them in the dark. Got a new sweatshirt for Christmas. What's up? I don't know if you ever train by yourself or at a gym in general. I mean, I'm just always kind of staring at myself in the mirror and the camera. I mean, it is what it is. Moving into some lateral raises here. Side delts. I think I'm just doing 3 sets with 20 pounds, which is nothing crazy. But I'm been instructed to go a little bit higher than I usually have, and it doesn't last long before I get real fatigued. I said, I don't know what it is, man, other than me eating a lot. But over the past 2 months, I've just been gaining and gaining. And I think I've always had a gift and a curse when it comes to gaining weight. I think I really do gain muscle quickly. The problem is that if calories aren't monitored, I think I gain a lot of fat quickly too. Trying to really focus on just getting as jacked as I can before I ultimately have to take it in the other direction. Said I don't love the way I look, but that's kind of what led me into this hobby in general. Being a fat kid growing up and just trying to be better. I never figured that I'd actually be shredded and have a 6-pack, so I figured you better just build a few muscles along the way. Well, I think we've done that, so you hear me talk about it before. Man, I watch more videos with steroid users, and I really enjoy content of just the freak shows, and I mean I do, really do. I am proud that I've not used any steroids, and it's often in the back of my mind going to the TRT clinic and signing up, but I'm not there yet, man. I really still feel like there's a lot in the tank, and I'm just trying to explore what my body can do before I, inevitably hit that drop off in my hormones. I definitely don't feel like I'm 20 years old anymore. However, I feel like I would beat the crap out of 20-year-old version of me in lifting and pretty much most everything else except running on the treadmill. Had a pretty heavy squatting day a few weeks back where I was just testing my strength. Wasn't the best form or anything, but I was still able to get 315 for a single, which is nothing considering my body weight. But I don't really squat like that, so I was pretty pumped to still be able to crank out a few plates for at least a rep. What I find the most benefit out of is doing these body weight movements and trying to control my lower spine, keep from butt winking and too much flexion at the bottom. Some of my previous videos I've explained that I actually have a lower back condition where it's kind of broken. It's called spondylolisthesis. And essentially, it's where one of the vertebrae is cracked away from the pelvis or something or another. I plan to show the picture of my x-ray in one of these videos. But yeah, the YouTube videos, you can look it up. It's called Spondy. And if you've always experienced lower back pain, having a hard time building up muscles in your posterior chain, you could potentially be dealing with something similar to what I'm dealing with. Some people have it from birth. Some people have it due to an accident. Some linemen in football develop it from being overextended on the offensive line or defensive line. Me, I played a lot of football when I was young, but I got soft and dropped out and partied way too hard in school. Had a lot of fun, but if I could go back, I'd have done a few things differently. These little hip thrust things here, kind of difficult to get into position considering I'm so weak at them right now. This is 95 pounds. Once again, not breaking any records here, but considering I don't do these movements at all, just now started to reincorporate them back into my routine. I'm just trying to follow the program. I've also added a couple sets into this big heavy day I have here on this day one of each week, and I don't recommend that. If anybody else is doing the RP strength program, the Renaissance periodization program, they call them mesocycles, and I'm doing a 4-week one right now. I added in an abdominal workout and a trap workout because they didn't have any abs or trap work on there, but they got plenty of legs. It's like they know I need to work on my legs or something, which I take it personally now. Come on. But it's for the best. It's what I need to be doing. Most of these workouts don't have more than a couple sets. Some of them do have a few. So since I started off my program really light, it seems to, the second week is kind of maintain those weights I started with on each set, except for bench. That went up. But this other stuff, it's just added reps, I believe. But it also takes feedback about my joint pain and how hard it was for me. But this here is supposed to be like a stiff-legged deadlift, but I believe I'm doing more like a RDL, Romanian deadlift, because I'm not trying to snap up my lower back. I'm trying to stretch my glutes and hams, and it's only going to be one set of those, I believe. Moving into supposed to be body weight stair calf raises. I don't have any stairs, so kind of just do what you got to do. These little blocks work pretty good for my dad calves. Got pretty good calves, man, but you walk around as a fat boy your whole life, you better have pretty decent calves. I seem to have a slightly more elongated right calf than I do left, and I credit that to being a drummer. It's about the only thing I can think of. Growing up, I always seem to have a little difference in that right calf because I used to play drums a lot growing up and haven't had a drum set in years, but really hoping I can get back on the saddle one day. You get old, you kind of put some things to the side, and that's okay. Some things like riding a bike, you never really forget how to do it, so looking forward to picking up where I left off. As you can see, moving into a set of shrugs because I added them to the program. Didn't have any shrug work, and I really have good traps from the front, but from the back I'm lacking. And I know I just want more of a Christmas tree effect. I want huge traps on the backside. I used to be able to do like 225 and just crank shrugs. But like I said, once I got a little older and figured out that I had a back condition in my lower back, it seems like I really stopped doing some of the things that I used to do. It's kind of a curse whenever you figure out that you've got something wrong with you because you kind of stop doing the things that you felt like you could do, even though they caused you slight discomfort. So I definitely lost a lot of strength that I used to have, even though my form was never great. Now I just want to put them back in so I can build up the overall trap muscle, not just look good from the front, and look good from the back too. I got pretty wide back. Like I said, I just really wanted to fit all together. As you can see, I got a set of abs in here. I got two working sets actually, which I never really do much abs, maybe some planks, and that's kind of from having that lower back issue. Abs and sit-ups are something that often irritate the lower back if you have something going on with it. Once again, I'm trying to do the things that I used to do within reason. I got a small plate on my chest. It's 5 pounds. It's nothing. The bench is decline. And overall, I'm getting a pump in my abs. It's pretty uncomfortable. And I'm cramping towards the end of my set. So it's definitely doing something that hasn't happened in a long time. On my second set here, you can see me flinging the weight out in front of me there. The form is garbage. It's because I'm weak, man. My abs are weak. From a stability standpoint, I'm really strong. I can handle large loads, but from a contraction standpoint, I'm garbage, man. Those muscles, my abs, they can't hardly contract without pumping up and cramping. So I'm really kind of looking forward to the positive advancements on things that have kind of been left to yesteryear in my training.